We're here now in Holyoke, Massachusetts at the First Baptist Church, and this is the first church ever in Holyoke, Massachusetts. It actually predates the existence of Holyoke, so its first name was a little different, I'll tell you. But I'll show you all the rectories. The third rectory is the white home in the background, and that home was the rectory of this Baptist church. But the second rectory is very close at hand, and so I'll show you that next. The second rectory is this house number 622. That's all in yellow. The first rectory is now gone, but it was down by the First Baptist Church when it was located near the Kmart Plaza. And both the rectory and the first church are gone. So all we're left with are two of the old rectories and, of course, the actual church. So if you look at about it, the church as it is nowadays, all in brick. There's many components, and you can see. You can see one component is a steeple in the front. You can see other components there's a little tower along the side, and of course the nave. And then the back part was the school portion, the Sunday school portion, and it also functions as a place where the parishioners can meet after Mass on Sundays. And you notice it's a Gothic church by the side of all the windows. They have that point to it. We're going to cross the street at some point and we're going to look at all the signs. Now, when this church was first made, this was the 1880s. When this first rendition was made in the 1700s, there was no Holyoke. And so this had a different name. It wasn't called the First Baptist Church of Holyoke. It was called the Second Baptist Church of West Springfield. By the time they moved to this location, it was Holyoke, so it had a new name, the First Baptist Church of Holyoke. So we're going to cross the streets and look at the signs very closely. Well, we can see the first cornerstone here. It says First Baptist Church, recognized 1803, enlarged 1906. So we're going to have to look for enlargement, and I'll show it to you. Now, just because it's recognized in 1803 doesn't mean it started it. It started in 1795, 8 years before that, but it just wasn't a recognized church. It was actually a joint church of the Congregational and the Baptist churches. And so we're going to walk along this edge of the church, and I'm going to show you how it got enlarged at some point. So another thing to see is there's another cornerstone right along the edge. The cornerstone has the dates on this side. It says AD, and then it says 1794, 1826, and then 1880. Okay, remember the 3 dates there's a different date, two different dates on the other side. And so what do these mean? 1794 is the first time the Congregationals met in a wooden church by the Kmart Plaza. 1795 is the first time the Baptists met in that wooden church. That first date is the first time you had religion and what became Holyoke. The last date on here says 1880. That's when this building was first built. But you also remember it says along the side, 1806 is large. That. Now, First Baptist Church says recognized 1803. So what's the 1826 on the side? What that means is that the 1826 was that the church was built up by the Kmart Plaza to look like a real church instead of just a person's house. So the first Mass in 1795 was celebrated at the person's house. 1826 they had a real church built. It's gone, but it was by the Kmart Plaza. 1880 they built this brand new church. Okay, and the dates on the front again: 1906 enlargement and 1803 was recognized by other churches. So Okay, now if you look at the side of the church, it looks very old. It's 143 years old this year. Now, if you look closely, there's a lot of repairs, but it's very beautiful and it still has the original design on it. The walkway structure has been put in much later. Now, if you look in the very back was added, and you can see that it has a different style of brick right in the corner compared to the ones on the side. And also the roof line shows much more that there's a difference. If you look up on the roof line, right above that corner, you can see the slate roof looks a whitish slate and then a grayish slate. But then the slates right above that corner becomes very dark slate. That's because this was enlarged in 1906 like that cornerstone tells you. And you can see exactly where the enlargement took place. So we have one more location we want to go to, and that's the front of this beautiful church. Okay, so we're looking at the front of the First Baptist Church. Its sign in the front says that First Baptist Church, 1976. It says established 1803. That means it was recognized. But of course, they were having mass long before that, 1794 and 5, at the old wooden church. And again, they made the first church in 1826 a real church. This is the 1880 rendition. Moved to this location. You can see a lot of beautiful things about it. The tower is still gorgeous. It's still very strong. If you go inside, it's a typical Baptist church. A lot of beautiful stained glass, and then after that, a very plain interior. Okay, well, thank you for coming on this stop of our church tour.